It was a totally regular, super rainy Tuesday. Leo and Mia were so bored. I mean, what do you even do on a rainy Tuesday? Just when they thought they might melt into a puddle of boredom, Leo's tummy made a super loud noise. GRR rumble. Ho! Leo laughed. My tummy says it's snack time. Mia's eyes lit up. I know. Let's bake a giant cupcake. And just like that, in less than a minute, the kitchen transformed into a crazy science lab. Flour flew through the air like a blizzard. Eggs went crack. Milk went glug glug glug. Everything was going perfectly according to plan. But you have to remember, the name of our channel is Oopsie. Mia picked up a small jar. She looked at it very seriously and said, "This is baking powder. It's the magic powder that makes the cake rise. The recipe says just 1 little teaspoon." She carefully measured it out, added it to the bowl, and turned around to grab the chocolate chips. But Leo had a very different idea. He looked at the jar and thought, HMM. If 1 little spoon makes the cake fluffy, then the whole jar will make it super mega fluffy. And with a little mischievous whisper, Oopsie, while nobody was looking, whoosh, he dumped the entire jar right into the batter. They poured the batter into the big cupcake pan, put it in the oven, and waited. At first, everything was quiet. But then, bloop, a little bubble appeared, then another. The dough started to move. It was actually growing right before their very eyes. It slowly climbed out of the pan. Then it crawled over the side of the oven door and onto the kitchen floor. Leo, Mia screamed, pointing a shaky finger. It's escaping. It wasn't just a cupcake anymore. It was the dough monster. Leo tried to grab it, but it was way too slippery and slithery. Mia grabbed a kitchen towel and threw it over the monster, but the dough just lifted the towel right up, like a spooky ghost rising from a grave. The entire kitchen was starting to disappear under a giant, yellow, sticky, fluffy cloud. What have we done? Leo yelled, but he was laughing so hard, he was covered in flour. Okay, let's freeze frame right there. What is actually happening? Why does dough grow and get fluffy in the first place? Well, the secret is in that magic powder Leo got a little too excited about. When baking powder gets mixed with wet ingredients like milk and eggs, it kicks off a chemical reaction. This reaction releases a gas called carbon dioxide. Now, imagine that inside the dough, there are millions of tiny, invisible gnomes, and they're all blowing up tiny little balloons. The more balloons they blow up, the taller and fluffier the cake gets. But because Leo added way too much powder, the gnomes went into overdrive. They blew up so many balloons that the dough couldn't even fit in the kitchen anymore. And that is also why bread has all those little holes inside. Those are the tiny footprints left behind by all the bubbles. So, back to the dough monster. Leo and Mia had to chase that wobbly, bubbly blob all over the house. They finally managed to catch a small piece of it before it took over the living room. And you know what? That little piece they saved and baked turned into the fluffiest, most delicious cake in the entire world. A tasty mistake, said Leo, with his mouth completely full of cake. So, the lesson here is, don't be afraid to experiment and have fun in the kitchen. But maybe, just maybe, it's a good idea to read the recipe next time. This was Oopsie Daisy Science. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you for our next adventure.